Welcome to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you'll hear about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Now, let's join your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.
All right, guys, welcome to the next edition of Event Radio. Boy, we're in street rod heaven. This is the place to be for a Tuesday afternoon, believe it or not.
Street rod and seafood heaven.
That's it. We are at Mike Lenning's restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky, and this is the very first leg, I guess you would say, event of the NSRA Street Rod Nationals that's held at Freedom Hall, where you're going to see about 10,000 street rods. And it's going to be, looks like close to that here tonight. I don't know, T. This place is actually filling up really quick. We got here early. We've joined our buddies from the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, and they're going to have some of them on the show with us. And we're going to sit here and we're going to have a big time. But we're going to bring the very first leg of the Street Rod Nationals to you from Mike Lenning's restaurant, and believe it or not, on Cane Run Road. Yeah, we like to never found that, did we, T?
No, we had the GPS confused.
Yeah, the little lady, the GPS was lost. We had her lost, but we found it, and it's actually not that hard. It's just when you're a couple old dumb boys from southern Kentucky, you don't follow directions.
I never heard a GPS cuss like that.
Well, I was pretty cool with it until she said, help, but I didn't, once she did that, it was okay.
What about all these cars here, Steve?
Hey, buddy, I'm telling you what, this is a beautiful facility. Mike Lenning's, if you have not been here, is the absolute best seafood restaurant in the state of Kentucky. They have seating for 1,000 people, and trust me, they put out some groceries in this place. We're gonna check that out, and we're gonna have that a little later. But right now, we're at a great event. We're parked at the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame booth or tent, and we're going to get to meet a lot of these guys, a lot of people we have met, a lot of people we haven't met.
There's a lot of heavy hitters here.
Hey, buddy, I'm telling you what, you got some guys that are just bad to the bone, and people like Austin Myers, the guys that's a world champion drag racer that's here taking up street rodding and having fun. And a lot of the drag race guys do that when they figure out the drag race stuff is just a bit cost prohibitive. They can get into one of these street rods, which they're not cheap, but the money sort of stays there and goes up a little bit.
Well, they're still around the same clientele of people, and they're old buddies and everything, bench racing, and that scenario goes, the older I get, the faster I was.
Yeah, is that what it is? Are you saying they might talk?
Plus, I would.
Plus, I tell you what, there are extra benefits that go along with this. A lot of really pretty girls here that go with
Very
the street
pretty
rod.
girls.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And they're here to have a big time, enjoy themselves, and look at all the cars and the guys, I guess, and everything that they do. But we're going to take a lot of pictures. We're going to flip a lot of pictures behind this show so that you can see just a smidgen of these cars. There are so many here we can't even start to get full with it. But we're going to have a great time. A little later on, we're going to try some of that seafood. What do you think?
I imagine.
Yeah, we're going to tell you how good it is.
I don't know. These cars, we might have to get that seafood to go to walk around and eat and look at these cars.
Well, I tell you what, there's plenty of them here.
And the scenery is outstanding.
Oh, yeah. And it just keeps on coming. It's actually, believe it or not, probably an hour before this is even supposed to start. And it's already packed with cars, people coming in, every entrance, every way to get in here. It's a car show on the interstate on the way here, and this place will be slammed with people, slammed with street rodders, and like I say, this is the very first leg of the Street Rod Nationals that will go on all this week at Freedom Hall. There's everything there, unbelievable to see. It's very, very inexpensive to come, and you need to make your way up here. This is going to be a fun event.
If you don't make it, you're going to be sorry you didn't.
Well, I think
big time.
I think you're right. T. this I'm planning on having a big time. What about you?
I'm already having a big time.
I know my checkbook is in jeopardy. I've already seen a couple of 32 Fords. I'm sitting here drooling over the microphone over. So we better keep me locked up. But, man, I like
you
them
or
now.
your checkbook?
Both.
All right.
Yeah, both. Anyway, we're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to jump in here both feet, and we're going to get us some guests to talk to and find out what they think about the Street Rod Nationals being right here in this city. And say hi to Holly and a couple of our buddies, and we'll be right back. What do you think, T-Bone?
We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere, guys. You're on Event Radio. Hang in there with us.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from the first leg of the Street Rod Nationals, Mike Lenning's restaurant, and boy, we're looking forward to that catfish. And we know our buddy, Mr. Dave Huber, finds all the cool stuff, and he is the first guy we run into, and only so it should be that way. I turned on the TV, Dave, and you were on TV, buddy. Daggone, you're a man about town now.
They get me to go all around town. You know
Hey,
what?
buddy, I'm telling you what, you do all the cool stuff and all of the good events. You're there and promoting them, and I'm telling you, you are an excellent representative for the sport of street riding and just cars in general, my
I'll
friend.
second that, Dave.
Really.
Well, I tried to retire from most of this, but it seemed like I keep getting busier.
Well, that's part of it. Now you go into the Hall of Fame, and you've been a director on that thing for a while, and they finally recognized that daggone, we got some talent here.
Well, yeah, they get me going.
Hey, buddy,
Yep.
listen, it's an honor for us to be with you. It really is. This is a big deal here, huh?
This is a big deal. We usually get cars from a dozen states to come for this pre-Nats cruise.
You think partly it's because of the good food, bud?
Well, it's the fish. If somebody from out of town comes here one time, they're going to come back to Mike Lenning's for fish, because
Well, I'm sort of looking forward to it. I'm sort of a gold medalist in sport eating.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I
Yep.
do good on eating.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What should people look for both at this event and at the exposition center? What should they look for? Go through there. I mean, I know they're going to see 1 million cars, but what else?
They're going to see 10,000 cars at the fairgrounds Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and inside the building, in the air conditioning building, there's be more. It's like a candy store for a hot rodder. Any new part that you can think of that anybody sells will be there. So if you hunting for a part for your car, no matter what it is, it's probably going to be inside that fairgrounds.
Well, I tell you what, and outside. Now, how does it work? Do you pay to get in there, or how do you do that?
If you want to bring a car, it's pre-87 this year. If you want to bring a car, go to Papa John's Cardinal Stadium.
All right.
And register your car, okay?
But as far as spectators,
you just come to the gate, and it's $15 to get in. And
okay.
You can do anything and everything. You can go to the concerts. You can go to the swap meet. You can go to the outdoor vendors. You can go to.
So you're gonna get more than your $15 worth.
You're gonna get more than that $15.
Hey, buddy, I tell you what, this is, and it's so cool that it comes to Louisville, and this is a national event. This is everywhere.
No, this is the biggest event in the country.
Yeah,
biggest participant sport in the country.
And it saves you some fuel because you go everywhere. It does save you at your back door, buddy.
Well, when they used to take this show all over the country, different locations, I went to them. I traveled, so now I get to stay home in my own bed.
There you go, bud. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
And if Brother Dave is there, it's going to be a killer event. There's no doubt about it. Any event you go to and you see Mr. Dave Huber there, along with either the Huber Standard Station truck, his dragster, the Frakes and Funk truck, Frakes Auto Salvage truck, whatever you see, Dave is not far behind. And all of the events he attends are absolutely awesome. Let's give us a plug before we get rid of you on the Hall of Fame inductions. They're this year at Owensboro at the Museum of Science and History.
Yes, they are. November the 5th, I believe, the 1st.
4th.
November the 4th. The first Saturday in November. It's a free event. Come and enjoy yourself. You get to go through the museum. Downtown Owensboro is beautiful. Come there and just check everything out. And
it takes over a whole block from 2nd and 3rd in Owensboro. And guys, there's everything in that museum, not just the Speedseum, where you can see Sterrett's boat from the ground floor all the way to the top floor, but it takes up the whole block. There's everything from a mastodon skeleton to down in the basement. There's a complete working coal mine that you can go through. I mean, it's just really a cool day, and the induction ceremonies are done by my buddy, Mr. Army Armstrong. And if you've ever turned on a TV and seen him, that's worth the show in itself.
Don't get no better than him.
No better than Army.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat deal. So come and visit that Owensboro Museum, the Speedseum in Owensboro. It's open every day of the week except Monday, but make sure you come in November.
And come up to the second floor, because we'll be doing we at Event Radio do the, like I call the CMA red carpet edition. We catch the guys before they ever make it upstairs and try to get them on our little radio show. And we're real fortunate because most everybody is really nice to us, and they come there. Then they go upstairs to the real horsepower, to Billy Eagler and Army Armstrong, and that's where the real business gets done. But please take the time to come over to that event. You can get there, at noon and still have plenty of time?
Oh, yeah.
And see all of the exhibits of all of the people that are in the Motorsports Hall of Fame, and it will amaze you which ones are from Kentucky that you never knew about.
Right.
Don't you think so?
I think so.
Kentucky's got some very heavy hitters, guys.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you get into the Waltrops, you get into Danny Sullivan, you get into the Haydens, you get in. I mean, the hits just keep on coming. Army Armstrong, and of course our buddy Mr. Dave Huber. But you can come in there, you can see Cooper Hayden stuff. You can see all kinds of things. Plus the Sterrett's boat, the Miss Chrysler crew, and how they ever got that dude in there, I'll never know. But it's sitting on its tail and goes all the way through 2 floors, and it is absolutely cool to be able to go up and down the steps and see underneath, on top, everything about that boat.
It is. It's something to see in that.
Anything else you want to tell us, buddy?
We're here at Mike Lenning's. This place has been open since for 93 years. If you've never visited Mike Lenning's restaurant in Pleasure Ridge Park, Kentucky, it's a suburb of Louisville, you need to come by. It's open every day of the week except Monday. Come by and get the best fish sandwich in town.
Hey, buddy, I'm telling you what, we're going to verify that shortly. Guys, you're on Event Radio. We're going to have more fun than the law allows, but we are at the very first leg of the NSRA Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. We're at Mike Lenning's Restaurant, a place I have always wanted to go, and trust me, there's not going to be a fish alive when we live here. You know, we're going to wear them out.
Sorry,
Dave,
Charlie, you're going to get eaten.
Yeah, Charlie Tuna, you're done if you're here. Dave, thank you for joining us, buddy.
That's fine. No, anytime.
Guys, you're on Event Radio. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Dave.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from Mike Lenning's Restaurant, the very first leg of the NSRA Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. And trust me, I get the honor of having a gentleman on here that represents a radio station and a restaurant that'll just make a rabbit smack a bear. I mean, it's just wonderful. But
Big Bear, too.
Yeah, Big Bear. Yeah, Big Bear with claws on.
There you go.
But Wacky Radio in Louisville has been a staple, almost like Mike Lenning's Restaurant. For I can remember as a kid, that was the only station you turned to. Back years ago, they didn't have all the fangled internet stuff like what we use and everything else. It was all the really cool stations of the city you went to, whether it be WIFE in Indianapolis, whether it be WKLA in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But what Wacky Radio in Louisville was the happening. At all of the car events, all of the Carl Casper events, Wacky Radio had a setup there, and they brought the talent, and they did everything. And I have one of the stars of Wacky with me. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Mike Cummins. I don't know if I'm a star or not, but I do get to work for the iconic Wacky Radio. And you're right, when the Carl Casper show started in Louisville, and I know this for a fact because I had a meeting with Carl this year before his last show, Wacky Radio was the very first radio station in Louisville, Kentucky that he advertised on.
Well, you know, they were the happening station. They were like WLS in Chicago.
Exactly.
And I can remember as a kid, you picked up WLS even in Kentucky. I mean,
Sure you did. Yeah.
That was what you listened to.
That's
you know?
exactly what you listened to.
And you came to Louisville. You just put it on Wacky Radio and tear the knob off and throw it away. You didn't have to worry about listening. I didn't know there was but one radio station in Louisville.
That's right, the 0790 WAKY. Started in July of 1958 is when Wacky first came on the air in Louisville.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? How long have you been with them, sir?
Well, I've worked for the particular broadcast company that now owns Wacky for about going on 14 years.
So you figured out you like it, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's a part-time gig for me.
Okay.
I'm also in the restaurant business. So
Yeah, now, guys, wait a minute. We got to tell you, he's not just in the restaurant business. He is in the restaurant business, one of the true staple restaurants that in the state that they're on the tourist register everywhere you go. I have eaten there several times. I'm telling you, it's absolutely wonderful. It is Whistle Stop, which is right next to the train deal in Sonora. Is that
No, historic Glendale.
Historic
Kentucky.
Glendale? Well,
Yeah, right down
Glendale
there in
and
Glendale.
Sonora are so close. I couldn't
they
get
are.
it very far.
They are.
But I've been there several times. The food is absolutely wonderful.
Well,
I
the
mean,
restaurant's been open now for 42 years. It first opened in 1975. I'm a second-generation owner. We've owned it now for 13 and a half years. And the reason we have good food there is because we still do everything from scratch, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
trust me.
And something else we use.
You probably don't even have a microwave.
No. And something else we use is good old-fashioned hog lard, buddy.
Hey, buddy, I'm telling you what, that stuff that's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Open
like
up them
it.
veins.
Hey, we
Cholesterol
like it.
friendly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
You get a jolt. You don't know. We're
Yeah.
just,
You're
well,
right.
you know, I grew up in the restaurant business. Believe
Oh,
it or
boy.
not.
Then you know it's hard work.
Yes. Oh, listen, your radio stuff is very easy compared to that.
Yeah.
My parents ran a restaurant in Bowling Green
Yes,
for
sir.
years, and at one time, back when I was really, really a kid, about 6, my mother and dad had the only liquor license between Louisville and Nashville.
Wow.
So I grew up in the nightclub motif that
Right.
it was not uncommon for Marty Robbins to wake up Marty Robbins be asleep on our couch on
There
a
you
Sunday
go.
morning, you know, where they all performed at my dad's deal.
That's right.
But it's gosh, I grew up in the restaurant business forever, I guess. My parents had a restaurant called the Branding Iron
Yeah.
in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
And man, it was the leader like yours, you
Right.
know. It was the one everybody drove to.
Everybody went to. Yeah.
And I drive to yours.
Well, I appreciate that.
Hey, it's good.
I'm glad you still listen to Wacky Radio.
Hey, buddy, let me tell you something. Wacky Radio is a happening. Wacky's still very much involved in the Street Rod Nationals. Right?
Oh, yes. We get involved in car shows all around the Kentuckiana area. For instance, last week we were in the Cruise in the Heartland show down in Elizabethtown, which has become one of the biggest car shows in the state. And this week we're involved with the National Street Rod Association. We've worked with them for the last 13, 14 years. And we do a lot of big car shows throughout Louisville. We are the people that drive these kind of cars and trucks, muscle cars, street rods. Hey, they listen to Wacky, buddy.
Hey, well,
It's the kind of music they want to hear.
hey, it's a class deal, buddy.
It
You
is.
don't have one of these cars and not be a classy person.
That's right. And
You know,
recently we kind of upgraded our signals. You know, Wacky has 3 signals now. Of course, we have 2 on FM. We're at 103.5 FM, which you can hear in about 21 counties. We also bought a signal in Louisville, which puts us on 100.1 FM.
Okay.
And here's the good thing for these guys out here at all the car shows that want to keep their cars completely stocked. Guess what?
Got
If
AM
they have an
radio.
AM radio, we've got you covered.
You got it there, buddy.
620 AM out of Louisville, the old WTMT.
And I'm sure they're streamed also.
Oh, yeah, and we've got a
So-
Wacky app on your phone, all that good stuff.
Well, because the little thing that you're on now, Terry and I started this, it's been on not quite 7 years ago, 6 years and change. And we started out talking to each other, you know, but we knew that we had something unique that we could go do.
Yeah.
And so we wound up with the whole band that we're on. And now, average show on a Monday is 100,000 plus listeners.
That's good.
And goes everywhere in the world. We got, I don't know, we're going to give your name and number to one of our guys that calls us every Monday and tells us about his pet crocodile in Australia. But
there you go. There you go.
But we're really into the car stuff. We do everything with wheels.
That's great.
And we do cars and bikes and all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
And a few boats.
Well, yeah, we do boats. We do the boats. They have a steering wheel, so
Right.
that's close enough.
Right.
But you're excited about this weekend?
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited about it. The Street Rod Nationals course is the biggest car show in Louisville every year. And this thing out here at Mike Lenning's, we started this. I'm not sure Dave Huber talked to you earlier. He probably knows exactly what year. But it gets bigger.
1925, I think. Is what he said.
It gets, well, Mike Lenning started in 1925.
That's what he was talking about.
But we started doing this Street Rod National Kickoff Party, I believe, 7 or 8 years ago. And we'll have cars out here today from all over the country, not just in the Kentuckiana area.
Well, of course, see, now they can say they came to the car show, but I think they really came for the fish.
Well, sure. Who wouldn't come for this fish, man?
Babe, we're going to try it out. I told Huber there's not a fish in this end of Louisville safe with us here.
That's right. And
we
I'll tell you what, the pieces they give you here, man, they're huge.
That's good, buddy. That's good. So tell me, anything new at Wacky that we need to be the breaking news on?
Well, Wacky, like I say, the biggest thing that we've done in the last year, of course, is the new signals. That means our listenership has grown. You can hear us better in downtown Louisville. You can pick us up almost to Lexington. You can pick us up down almost to Hart County, Southern Indiana, Western Indiana. So it allows people to listen to the type music that we play. And we play, virtually now we play 60s, 70s, and we do get into the 80s up to about 1986. But on the Wacky Way Back weekend, from Friday night till Sunday night, hey, we even throw in a few 50s from the past. And car show people love that.
You play exactly what I have on XM on my boat. The rest of those channels, I just took them off.
Right.
I don't need anything else.
And, there's getting less and less stations, commercial radio stations across the country that play the mix of music that we play. Of course, you can go to the satellite radio and pick up just about anything you want.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's not the same.
And
it's not the same.
Right, and we still have personality radio. We have live disc jockeys. Now they call them on-air personalities. We have those guys on from 6 o'clock in the morning till about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. There's somebody right behind that microphone.
Hey, buddy, it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
It sure does.
Oh, it does, because they're current. They know what's going on. It's their community. They know where
and also, that's what we grew up on.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, and we like it.
And believe it or not, we still have one of the iconic DJs from back at Wacky 790 that still works for us today, and he is a legendary disc jockey, program director. He hired some of the biggest names in radio to work in Louisville, Kentucky, and that being Johnny Randolph. Randolph.
Yes, I've heard him.
Johnny is still on the air live every day on Wacky from 3 till 7 p.m. And, he brought guys like Gary Burbank, Bill Bailey, Coyote Calhoun. He brought them to Louisville and got them a job at Wacky Radio, believe it or not.
Well, he knew where to bring them to.
He did.
That, in turn, made him a star.
That's right, exactly right.
That's the way it is, guys. If you're going to be a star, you got to go where the stars are made.
That's exactly right.
That's why Nashville, Tennessee is so popular.
You got that right.
There ain't much else.
I haven't made it there yet. I don't know if I will or not.
Hey, buddy, you'll be all right. You'll be there. Trust me. We go there a lot, so we'll tell them you're coming. How about that?
You can plug us. Yeah, that's
there
right.
You
there
go.
You go.
Listen, my friend, thank you for taking a few minutes. We get a few celebrities.
Yeah,
but we don't get legendary celebrities.
Right.
And not only your stint with Wacky, but your stint with Whistle Stop.
Yeah,
is guys, trust me, come up I-65.
Exit 86.
Exit 86. Go in. Whistle Stop. You won't have any problem at all finding it. Once you're there, you can send us an email and tell us how happy you are that we sent you, because the food will be wonderful. The atmosphere is unbelievably cool.
Yeah.
It's so friendly. They're so nice. And I enjoy going every chance I get.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Oh, I love it, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Might even go in there and find me a good date. You
there
think?
You go. You might be able to do that.
Hey, when you're old, fat, and ugly, you got to do the best you can.
That's right. And I appreciate that. I want everybody to come see us at the Whistle Stop. And I tell you what, when you're not listening to these guys, listen to Wacky when you're.
Hey, buddy, you get us really quick. You get us about an hour and a half a week or something.
There you go.
The beauty part about our deal is different than the normal radio. Our show is on demand 24/7.
There you go.
So we can do it at your schedule when you want.
When you want it.
There's a new show every Monday.
That's cool.
Now, what's really cool is that after it airs for the week, we take and put it on an archive page so that next Christmas Aunt Lily comes over and wants to hear your interview with these crazy idiots.
That's right.
All you do is go to the Mike Lending show
There you go.
and touch the button and play it again.
You're there.
It
You're there.
works. We're there.
Yeah, it's so easy today, isn't it?
Well, it's scary.
I'm telling you.
You know what's really scary is they would let us on there. That's what's really scary.
There you go.
My friend, thank you so
Hey,
much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on Event Radio. Guys, we are having just too much fun at Mike Lending's restaurant. We're at the first leg of the NSRA cruise that's going to go on all week in Louisville, Kentucky. Make sure you take one day and make it up here, but make sure you wind up at Mike Lending's, but you might want to wait till tomorrow because we're going to try to eat all the fish there is there. Guys, you're on Event Radio. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from the cruise in, the first leg of the NSRA Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky, Mike Lending's restaurant. And, boy, I tell you what, we're smelling the fish, and it's getting really, it's getting hard to stay away. I have a gentleman to join me that is a California transplant. Imagine that. And he and his next claim to fame is that he has been friends with Dave Huber for a lot of years. We don't hold either one of those things against him. Tell us your name, sir.
This is Bruce Winter.
Bruce, and you're from Arkansas, is that right?
Mountain View, Arkansas.
Where's Mountain View?
It is the home of Grandpa Jones.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
in north central Arkansas.
Okay, North Central. I'm trying to figure out if I ever got a ticket there. I don't think so. I got one in Little Rock, but I didn't get one there.
We're about 2 hours north.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. That's close enough.
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
We always have fun. We have had so much fun here. It's been 6 years since we were here, and we were here in 2011 and just had a wonderful time. But, you know, life comes along, and you got so many different things pushing at you all the time. And,
Yeah, but you know what you need to do? You just need to push some of them back, and you need to always do the things that make you happy. It took me a long time to realize there are two real important sayings in life, and you don't want to ever do one, but you want to always do the other.
True.
You never want your life to end saying, I wish I had. You always want it to end by saying, I'm glad I did.
Well, what we found was that we can combine street riding with our truck and drag racing at the same time.
We know about that.
Yeah, we do push trucks on Nostalgia Dragager.
Uh-huh.
And so that's taken quite a bit of our time traveling. And being in Arkansas, we've had to travel out to California. We didn't have to, but the Hot Rod Reunion was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And our children are out there. We got grandkids out there, so it's a fun thing. So yeah, it's not that we put this on the back burner. It's just that now we got grandkids, and
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, you got to sort of spread your time a little bit. You don't necessarily do it all the way you want it, but you can still do pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what's going to be your highlight for here?
The highlight for here.
And don't say meeting Huber. Don't say that. Don't say meeting Dave Huber has been your highlight.
Hey, I tell you, no, Huber's okay.
He's our buddy. We love him.
Yeah, well, the good news is that I am getting paid to say that. So,
I've been waiting for him to slip my 20 all morning. That's what I'd plan on eating fish with at Mike Lending's with the 20 he was going to give me.
You mean that's all he's giving you?
Oh, really? Should it be more?
Oh yeah, I'd like to be a lot more.
Wow.
He's a wealthy man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money.
Okay. He'd have to go to as many events as he goes to.
No, David, I tell you, he is kind of a light in our life.
Listen, he's a light in a lot of people's lives.
He is. He's just a good man, and I tell you, he would never lie to you. He'd never cheat. I mean, it's I can't say that about everybody I know, but I can say that about David.
Well,
He's
and
just
I
a
agree
good
with
guy.
you. I agree with you completely. Well, we look forward to every event we get to go to that he's there, because if Dave's there, it's going to be a good one. You know, he doesn't do any junk.
No, he does not.
But we're having fun. We're having a big time.
Oh, well, one thing I'm enjoying here is Austin Myers. He's out there. This man is a world champion drag racer.
And he's directing traffic.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I know.
And he's handing out handbills.
Well, that's okay.
I think that's just about the funniest thing going.
No, I think that's cool, and that's Austin.
Well,
you know,
it is Austin because
he
is a very humble man.
Listen.
He's in the same class with David, really.
Well, Austin's my buddy. I've known him for years.
Have you?
Yeah. Butch Hummel was a great friend of mine. And Austin, of course, did all the steering wheel work in that thing and had a big time, you know.
Yeah. No, he's a real nice man. I was just giving him gas out there about that. But no, I love him dearly. He's a good man.
Well, as long as he doesn't moon the crowd as they go by, it'll be okay.
Well, you never know what he's going to do.
Well, you know, he's not quite as bad as Dale Funk, but, you know, he's in the Dale Funk Trying My Hardest club. You know what that is?
But he doesn't look that way, though.
Oh, I know.
He's sneaky.
He does it with finesse.
Yeah, he's sneaky.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listen, my friend, thank you for taking a few minutes and
Hey,
joining
it's
us
been a
on
pleasure.
Event Radio. We're certainly proud that you came back after 6 years and having fun here. And drag racers, street car guys, stock car guys, they're all the same. We're all in the car hobby. We all like it. And man, there's nothing better.
Just a bunch of motorheads, huh?
That's it, buddy. That's it. Guys, you're on Event Radio. We're having just too much fun. You're at Mike Lenning's restaurant with us, and, boy, the fish is getting to heat where its smell is rocking. This is hard to do. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from the first leg of the cruise in of the NSRA Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. We're at Mike Lenning's restaurant. The fish is smelling wonderful, and we get a sure enough superstar to join us, a gentleman that is a legend in the sport of drag racing. He is a member of the Hall of Fame in the sport of drag racing. He has gone faster than most anybody in this place, I'll guarantee you, has won more titles and more races than the law allows. My good friend, Mr. Austin Myers, thank you for joining us, sir.
Well, thank you, Spiffy. You might have gone a little over the edge there as far as fame, but I appreciate it.
Hey, I had to earn my $20 that you were paying me somehow.
Well, I know. We did an autograph section a while back with me and Funk and Stebbins. We were doing real good signing autographs, so we ran out of money.
Really?
That ended the autograph section.
You did them on them $10 bills. You should have done it on one.
Oh, well, we were paying them, but, after.
Well, if you'd have done it on ones instead of tens, you see, it would have lasted a lot longer.
That's true.
My friend, I wasn't kidding at all about your reputation precedes you. I have watched you in Butch Hummel's twin-engine car a million times, and I love Butch like a brother. He was a wonderful man. He was a great guy.
Yeah, he was. I thought the world of Butch, and unfortunately, when he passed away in Florida, it's a sad story, but his relatives wouldn't even claim the body.
Oh.
And the state ended up cremating him and spreading his ashes over the ocean. Reckner was going to go down there, but Reckner's wasn't in good health either. So
I guess at that point in time, it really doesn't matter anyway.
Well, no, but he had an ex-wife that she was just terrible. I think
she didn't want to play fair.
No, not at all, and she took him for everything.
Let me ask you something. You've been in so many rides in dragsters, and starting with the gas dragsters on up. Which one was your favorite?
Well, I really liked the Alcohol Funny car, but really the I guess you could say the favorite was when I drove the rear engine car. It was, to me, safer for one thing.
Of course,
I'd had several fires before, and you get away from that's a big plus.
You get away from the oil in your face.
You get all away from the oil every run, and it was enjoyable. And the one good thing about it, Jack's car went straight as a string. I really never had much trouble keeping it straight.
Well, it was fast too, buddy. I mean,
we ran good with it.
You knew going into an event, you didn't really have to worry about the car's performance, but I guess that made it a little hard on you.
Well, yeah, to a point. I mean, we tried to Tried to leave on time or ahead. That was the goal anyway.
You did okay, buddy. I'm telling you what, you were on time a whole lot more than you were ever late. There's no doubt about it.
Well,
you having fun with the street rods?
Oh, loving it. That's my little 36 over there, the little green one.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty.
Yeah. We did that. I got that car about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. Then we took it all apart and redid it and painted it and came out of North Carolina. It's an all steel car and really enjoy it.
All right, I'm gonna put a fearful question on you. Has it taken the place of the drag racing boat?
No, not really. This is a funny story, but last year I had this old boy call me up and said, would you be interested in driving a nostalgia funny car if I put one together? I said, well, yeah, if it's the right, everything done right, and you get the right crew together, because there's no way I can work like I used to. And come to find out, this old boy, he had called everybody in the country ordering parts and all this. He didn't have a lick of money.
That sometimes is a necessary thing.
Yeah,
buddy.
well, what I found out about it, I think what it was, the old boy just needed somebody to talk to on the phone. So, I mean, he'd call me every day just about, know.
Really?
And I started doing a little research on him and calling some of these people that he called, and I just had to kind of say, well, partner, I got another business opportunity, and had to end it with him. But
well,
it was
But now let me tell you something, people. You're sitting here listening to this gentleman tell his story. That's Austin Myers. He does things with grace, and he does things with style, and he does things with class. He could have just said, "Look, you're a stroke. Get away. Leave me alone." He did not do that. He realized the sensitivity of the deal. And handled it like a true professional would, and I think that's cool for you, my friend.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to, I could. After a while, you kind of figure the guy out that really he just, and he was fairly knowledgeable. I mean, he talked about some of the stuff that back in the 70s that he would have had to have been there.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why I kind of went along with him, for a while. But oh well, it was fun while it lasted.
So you're getting to go to a lot of street rod stuff?
Yeah, we do quite a bit here. I belong to Oklahoma Street Rods, and we're big into the charity work. The money we get here goes to the Crusade. We do a big show at the first of the year, and I think this past year we gave $92 or $300 to the Crusade.
That's great, buddy.
And that's mainly what we do. We, very little of it even. We have trouble sometimes even making expenses, but
well, that's okay.
Yeah,
it keeps you off the street. See,
it keeps me.
Look what where you'd be doing. You know,
I'd be running rampant.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt that at all.
I've been married 52 years. She pretty well keeps a leash on me.
Hey, buddy, listen. You are just lucky. I've met that lady, and you are just lucky she hadn't put you out in your sleep.
I know. Well, I agree. I have no problem with that.
No, I tell you what. Most racers are pretty straight shooters, guys, and my friend Austin is no different than many.
Hey, Austin, let me ask you a question. A while ago, you was talking about your favorite ride. What was your scariest ride?
Oh, gee,
that you had to do week to week?
Well, the twin engine car, believe it or not, it could get your attention pretty quick. The reason is, I mean, you had two motors putting oil on you, but it was it weighed almost 2,600 pounds. And back then, the tires, of course, everybody ran interliners, and it was even with two chutes, it could be a bear to stop at 212 mile an hour. It wanted to get the bouncing pretty bad. You really couldn't just jump on the brakes.
No, you had to ride it out.
Yeah, you had to get the tires like a big basketball down there.
You knew it was going to do it every pass.
You pretty well, and it shook every round. Every time you let the clutch out, it's going to shake for about 150 foot, shake the tires.
Right.
And you just kind of drive through it and, have aspirin and Tylenol and everything waiting at the end. So
you mean you weren't like Dale Funk? They tell a story about him running off the end of the track, and safety crew gets there, and he's got a beer between his legs.
Oh yeah.
And they asked him, said, "Where did that come from?" He said, "Hey, I brought it with me."
Oh yeah.
So there are a lot of. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he sort of beat to a different drum.
He even handed Buster one on the starting line one year.
Did he really?
Yeah, Buster couldn't hardly get ready for that.
No, I bet not. I bet not. What's your most memorable drag race? Tell us that.
Oh, shoot. Well, you would think Amarillo winning the World Finals, but probably Columbus when I won Super Eliminator against Montgomery in my Double B car. It was Montgomery and Ron Ellis, and it might have been Boggs in the injected fuel car, but I was the only car in the field that wasn't in the field at Indy, and I had won my class at Indy, but I couldn't get back for the back then you had to run class and you ran elimination.
Right.
And I couldn't get back for the elimination, so I was the only car that wasn't in elimination at Indy, and ended up winning the National Dragster Invitational with that car. Then turned around the following year and won it in Butch's car, and beat Mullins. Mullins just ran 699, I think, and I beat him in the finals. So.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty good memory.
Oh, yeah. I, of course, Bowling Green. I mean, I love Bowling Green.
Oh, well, you were a staple there, bud.
Well, no, that was the last place I ran in 75. Jack had sold his stuff to, Bill Thornberry and another boy had bought the stuff, but another guy bought the car. So it was Thornberry wanted me to drive the car, and Jack was going to tune it. It was a small car that Bob Parham, you knew Bob, but he was a real small guy.
Yeah.
And the car was built for him. And I mean, I wasn't that big a guy, but it was still snug.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it to the finals against Funk. And for whatever reason, I guess I was in a hurry. I didn't get my suit pulled down, my jacket. And when they strapped me down, I wasn't tight in the car. And when I got about, 1,000-foot mark, it raised me up in the cage and hit my helmet and pushed my helmet down where I couldn't see. So
a neck compression of a new way.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So I thought, well, let's not be just dumb here and shut this thing off. Well, Funk just did get around me in the lights, and he ran the quickest run had been down there that year. I think 580 or 590. So
really,
we had a pass going. And
I tell you what, every time I've ever watched you, my friend, it has been a thrill a minute. You are a not only a prince of a guy, but you are one entertaining drag racer.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well, no, you are, and there, you draw a crowd everywhere you go, and even more than Huber. But it's an honor, and it's an honor to for me this time to go to the Hall of Fame. And to even be able to stand alongside a guy like you. No. To me, that the Hall of Fame to me, that Kenny Cook said, "What are you going to say? What are you going to say?" I said, "I don't know, Kenny." I said, "I do the radio off the hip. I don't write things down.
Yeah.
I don't do it. But I will tell you this: that everybody that's in that Hall of Fame, as I were growing up, was my hero. They were my superheroes. Matter of fact, they were the ones that were Batman and Superman and all that kind of stuff. And you are one of those, my friend. And it is an honor for me to even be in the same room.
Oh, I appreciate it, but I'm just another guy that happened to be able to do something a little bit better than some people, and caught the eye of some people that had the finances to race the pro categories. And gave me a chance, and I tried to do the best I could with the chance I had.
Hey, you earned your keep, is all I can tell you. You earned your keep.
You asked me about stories. I'll tell you one that you'll get a kick out of. This was at Ohio Valley. If you remember back years ago how short it was.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept the field not really cut. I mean, it was fairly tall weeds, out in there.
Right. And
it was in Hart's car. We were match racing, trying to think. It might have been Clayton Harris. Well, anyway, back then we ran, 210 mile an hour in an eighth.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, of course, back the cars run at 240, but not running 300 like they are now.
I know.
Well, anyway, I must have been late on the chute or it didn't hit just right. When I saw I wasn't going to get stopped, so I just let off the brake and everything. I ran way out in that field, way out in it. It was dark, and steam's rising and all over, from being a hot car and everything. And I no more and got stopped, and I was starting to unbuckle my helmet and get out, and somebody said, "You okay?" I thought, well, hell, I'm done.
Hello, Lord.
Yeah,
hello.
The man's talking to me.
Yeah.
And what it was is an old boy on the property behind Ohio Valley would come out there in his pickup truck and sit out there in that field and watch the races, and I stopped right beside him.
Well, there was a track, and this is not to do on your story, but I ran a track in the old funny car down in Tuscumbia, Alabama. And they did not own past the shutdown, past the pavement. So if you didn't get stopped, there was a farmer that sat out there with a shotgun, and that was his land, and you had to pay him to get your car back.
I ran that track. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yep. That's fact.
It's just some of those places, boy, are not quite the super speedways that they have right now,
A lot of people don't remember, even at Columbus, Ohio, they had a guardrail at the end of the track.
Yeah.
You ran up a hill, and that was your turnoff right at the end, and there was a street or road at the end of the track, and they had a guardrail They crossed it.
Yeah.
Now they open that up where you can go across the road out there, but back then they didn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you either going to get stopped or you better be finding a place to go and not hit that guardrail.
Well, Lakeland at Memphis was the same
Yeah.
way, but it was I-40.
Yeah.
You know, but I saw Raymond Beadle a couple of times get awful close to that,
Yeah.
you know, and he finally locked her up and NASCAR'd it around the corner. Of course,
Oh,
nobody but him could do that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But a lot of fun and a lot of memories.
Oh, yeah,
and,
there's some very short tracks that people wouldn't even run on today if they saw them. They
Oh,
just
I
shake
know.
their head. No, I don't think so.
I know. My
Even
friend.
though they got quite more stopping power now.
Oh, yeah.
They still
Oh,
just
yeah.
has come so far, they're not going to run a track like that.
Well, we ran a track in Pennsylvania. We won that Keystone Nationals. Again, matter of fact, I beat Mullins there, and they had beech trees 50 foot off the end of the track that you couldn't reach around.
Oh, me.
And I mean, you could have hit them at 200 mile an hour. You wouldn't have shook the leaves on them, you know. And I told Mullins, you do whatever you want, but I'll guarantee you, I'm having the shoots out the first mile an hour light.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Not that big a thrill.
No.
My friend, thank you. Thank
Right.
you for a lot of things. Thank you for being the great ambassador that you are to the sport.
A class act.
Yes, the class act, the ambassador to drag racing, now the ambassador to street rodding and all the good things that you do. Thank you for being one of my heroes from a long time ago, and one of the people that I always wanted to grow up to be like, and you were one of those, and it is our honor to have you on Event Radio and to be here, and you know, as much as I like you, I'm going to get rid of you because I smell that fish.
I hear you. It is good, too.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
I sure wish your mom and dad were still around. 'Cause
Well,
I tell
I
you
do
what, when
too.
they ran that restaurant, that was the highlight of Bowling Green.
Yeah, I'm carrying around some of it still, you
Yeah.
know, but that's okay. But we had a lot of fun, and guys, the one and only Mr. Austin Myers. If we do interviews from now till Sunday, there will not be one any better or any more important or mean any more to me than this one that we have just done.
Well, thank you very much, Billy. I enjoyed it.
Wait, we did too. Guys, we're at Mike Lenning's restaurant at the first leg of the Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from Mike Lenning's restaurant on the beginning leg of the National Street Rod Association Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. And on this show, we've had a bunch of drag racers, and it ain't stopping yet. I get to talk to one of my favorite buddies, world championship drag racer, member of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. What this guy hadn't won hadn't been worth winning. And I spent a whole summer racing. I'm not going to say racing against him. I'm going to say racing with him. And the only thing I ever saw, I never knew his dragster had front wheels. I knew they had back wheels because I saw them all the time. But I finally, at the end of the year, figured out it had front ones because I caught him putting it in the trailer. My one and only, my good buddy, Mr. Kenny Cook. How are you, my friend?
Great.
A little closer. You got to pretend like you like it.
Great. Everything's perfect.
I ain't asking you to sing or nothing.
I won't.
You promise?
Promise.
Oh, well, okay. So you've been having fun?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful day. Excellent group of cars out here.
Good fish.
Good fish, good food, good people.
There you go.
Don't get no better.
Hey, I'm telling you what, and it's right in your hometown, so you ain't got to travel very far to go to it.
Not at all. Not at all. Give it the gas and come on.
Yeah, well, now, buddy, let me tell you something. I love you like a brother, but your directions ain't worth a Well, I even got my GPS lost coming out here.
You know who to call. Mr. Huber's always the authority.
I know, but he was busy.
I
See, he was
understand.
busy.
You
and-
still got here, so hallelujah.
Yeah, well, we wound up 5 miles down with this road the wrong way, but that was okay. See, I believed you, but somehow we got off on 31W and not off on this road.
I see. Said
So we
fine,
got
man.
we got a little lost.
It's okay. You got here.
Hey, we're here,
You
and we're
know.
having fun,
Yes, sir. Don't get no better.
and we're seeing all the cool cars. we now meet all the cool people now that you're here. See,
Well, I agree. I'm with you. You're here, and that's all I
A
need.
fact's a fact, then,
Right.
kid.
Hall of Fame, all the members are here. And
yeah. Well, we're having a blast, and
Yeah.
I am honored to be able to become one of those in November. And boy, there's nothing any bigger than that to me. That is the ultimate honor. That, as far as I'm concerned, you guys don't know it, but you guys are my superheroes growing up, and you were the guys I wanted to be the whole time. Not saying that you're older than me. I'm not saying that. But you look at people and you envy what they do so much that you really want to be there, you know. And to be able to stand alongside you in that thing is the ultimate honor for me. But it really is.
It's an honor for me, too, just to be a participant, to be a buddy. To be a buddy, don't get no better.
Well, I appreciate that. We've been friends a long time, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Not ever.
The only problem now, let me tell you what, my buddy Kenny is a car dealer, so you got to worry a little bit there, because if he sees a bargain here, he's liable to drop the microphone and go run after it and buy that thing and make a
Do my
deal
best.
and make a deal, you know. But that's okay. That's all right. There's a lot of stuff here. What's Kenny Cook's favorite street rod?
I guess that Corvette that's pulling in.
Oh, split window Corvette? Well, yeah, I guess
That
so.
red.
Not a split window. Got to be a 64.
No, well, it's got
64 or 5 or
it's
6
a
or somewhere in there.
It's a
Yeah.
6, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. Red Corvette coupe, factory side pipes. Don't get no better.
There you go. Well, see, I'm from down in the country where they come from, you know.
Yes, indeed, right where they're built. And
I got an honor there too, buddy. I am the guy, according to the Bowling Green Warren County Visitors Bureau, that actually named Bowling Green Corvette City, USA.
I'll be darned.
They actually
Wonderful.
use all that, and I got credit for it, whether I deserved it or not. What do you think about that?
I'll vote for you. Got my vote. All I can tell
There you go. There you go. You know, I guess my favorite is what's coming in. I like the coupes. I like 32, 3, and 4 Fords. They are the ultimate hot rod to me.
Well, they're beautiful. They're just, backyard man's best buddy.
That's it. That's it.
Ain't nothing on them you can't fix or build underneath the shade tree.
There you go. There you go. You know, when I did the Tri-5 show, Kenny, I had a lot of fun because back when we were kids, that was the ultimate hot rod.
The 55 Chevrolet, in my opinion, on top.
Well, but that's where I'm coming from. It was taken or pushed aside by the 55, 6, and 7 Chevys. And I asked some of the girls when I had them on the radio, I said, why do you think that is? And they would give me all kinds of answers. Why do you think?
Yeah, I think it was just perfect timing. It was the time our culture was changing. We'd come out of a couple of wars, and we'd survived, and we were a country that was on the up and up. And I just think it was affordable to everybody. It was either a Ford or a Chevrolet guy, one or the other.
Well, I think you're exactly right, but there was one more motive.
What was it?
Have you ever tried to take a date to the drive-in in a 32 Ford coupe?
No, you can't.
Not a fun date.
Not a fun
anyway.
date. And the 55, 6, and 7 Chevy was like going with 3 bedrooms and a bath. You
Yeah.
know, they had a bench seat you could hug up and go to the drive-in and do that. And I kidded some of the girls. They said, "Well, yeah, you're right. So they were telling on themselves, I guess.
They were wonderful automobiles. Let's just put it that way.
You had your share, right?
Especially
There
the
you
55
go.
Nomads.
There you go.
How many of them have we had? We're the luckiest people in the world.
Oh, we grew up right at the time. All the cars we got all the good cars, all the good music. And all the cool happenings. You know, we had Wolfman Jack. We had American Graffiti. We had Hollywood Nights for movies. We had all of the good.
Bandstand.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Yeah, we had Dick Clark and American Bandstand and all those things. And that was the era, I think, of the ultimate hot rod.
Ultimate car guy, too.
Yeah,
That's
I think
where
so
he was
too.
Born.
I think so too. I think you're exactly
And
right.
We all know we've seen it and we've been there, and it don't get any better than that. And you always want to come back.
That's it. And that's partly, I guess, what we're out here doing today is trying to relive our childhood a little bit.
I don't think there's a stranger out here.
Well, if they
Exactly
are, they
right.
won't be long.
I don't think there's a stranger, even in a purple Cadillac. I'll take it.
Now, where else could you go see a purple Cadillac and a guy with a great big old brim hat on driving it that ain't Elvis? You know, whatever. What can you say?
And it's beautiful.
Oh, sure it is. Sure
It's
it is.
beautiful. A 61 Cadillac don't get no better than that one.
Hey, buddy, I'm telling you. So what's Kenny doing for excitement? I know it's got to be something. You got your hands in stuff all the time, my friend.
I guess you're right. Right now we're working on a Camaro red convertible.
Okay, all right. I knew you had to be somewhere.
We're keeping it forever. I told my daughters we'd never sell it. We won't get a chance to get another one, and we're going to keep this one.
Okay, well, that's all right. That's good.
We're going to keep it. I got them rubbing on it. We got it in the garage, keeping it safe, and everybody's tickled pink.
Well, you've got your act together, my friend, like you always have had.
Well, it's just you got to keep them involved, and it keeps me involved. And it
keeps you young.
It keeps us smiling too.
Yeah, but it keeps you young too.
It does. You know, you don't know no strangers.
And we actually just now pulling in is who I consider to be the first lady of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. Miss Bridget Jeffries just pulled in across the street. She is the first lady, and we will have her on this radio show, guys. Trust me. Absolutely, no doubt, the best-looking member of the board or whatever she's on. And she is, boy.
And she only tells it one way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you'll like it.
So you're going to have fun here today, buddy?
I'm having fun right now sitting here next to you.
Well, hey, I tell you what, we're going to have a big time.
Yes, we are, and we got a good attitude. We're going to be real and honest and just have fun.
That's what it's all about, my friend.
Thank
Listen,
you.
my bud, we're going to let you go and let you get around here because we snagged you right at the minute you got here, and we were kidding you about being late, and we really weren't giving you a hard time. We were just playing.
I knew that. It's going to be a long day before it's over anyway.
That's it.
We're just
That's
going to
it.
have fun all day long.
Guys, one of my best buddies, one of the dearest friends that I have, a competitor, but more important, a good friend, the one and only Mr. Kenny Cook. Thank you for being on Event Radio, my friend. This has been fun. I've looked forward to it for a long time, and we got her done. What do you think?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We're having fun. It's just getting started.
There you go. Guys, you're at Mike Lenning's Restaurant to cruise in for the National Street Rod Association first leg of the Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. You're on Event Radio. Do not go anywhere. You'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from Mike Lenning's, and trust me, I can testify firsthand on the fish. I am absolutely miserable, and I loved every minute of it. My next guest is a gentleman from the other coast, the West Coast, and he has a street rod that's sort of unusual. He drives that dude everywhere. He drove here from California to be at this event, and his street rod has 1 million miles on it. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Dave Maxwell.
Where are you from, Dave?
Temecula, California.
I know where that is. I can't pronounce it, but I know where it is.
Yeah, just a little bit north of San Diego.
Yeah, just a touch.
Yeah, about 30 miles.
There you go. And you drove all the way?
Of course. I didn't build it to put it on a trailer.
Well, you're having fun with it. That's what it's for.
Well, it's an interesting story, if I can take a moment.
You can take as long as you want, my friend.
My parents' next-door neighbors in La Mesa, California, in San Diego County, where I grew up. I was a paper boy for La Mesa Scout. And they bought the car new from Bayshore Motors Ford in San Diego. And in 1951, she was tired of shifting, so she got her a 51 Victoria with a Ford-O-Matic in it. And this car went behind their house and covered up, and I knew everything in the whole neighborhood because of delivering the paper and riding my horse to deliver the papers on. So
you did it on a horse, really?
Yeah.
All right.
And so I saw the car, knew about the car, went up to the door one day to collect, and I said, Mr. Richards, could I make you an offer? He says, what you have in mind? I says, well, you got that old Ford sitting out there behind the garage. And I said, it's all covered up, and your wife's got a new car, and you ain't doing nothing with it. This is 1959. And I said, could I make you an offer on the car? He says, well, maybe. I says, I got $25 cash, and I got the paper for a year. How's that sound to you? He says, you get your daddy to come over here and tell me that it's all right for you to buy it. So I was just 15, and he said, if he says it's okay, he says it's your car. So my dad reluctantly agreed. I got a gallon of gas and a hot battery and went over and took the cover off the car, put a battery in it. It was all original at that point. Just been sitting there for a number of years. Been eight years sitting in their backyard. And I bought the car, drove it around the block. My dad drove it around the block to the house. And I've had the car ever since. I'm the second registered owner of the car in the state of California.
That is wild. That's cool. And needless to say, you turned it into your favorite thing on wheels.
Well, yeah, I've had a couple in between, but for whatever reason, I seem to hang on to this one. So,
and put 1 million miles on that car, really?
1 million miles. It's been across country 6 times.
Wow.
3
How
years.
How many to the Street Rod Nationals?
This is the first time we've been to Louisville.
Okay.
We've been all over. We've been on the East Coast. We've been cruising the Gulf. We've been to Texas several times. We're traveling with Jerry Dixie in the Street Rod Road Tour this time. They picked us up in Lincoln. A whole bunch of 25 of us left Reno on a week ago yesterday, and drove over to Lincoln and met Jerry and 25 other really nice people in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then we all come over here together.
Well, it sounds like you're having a big time.
We're having a wonderful time.
You like the fish, I take it, at Mike Lenning's.
You know, that was pretty good shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we
that wasn't too bad.
We tried to eat everything in the building.
Yeah. Well,
And we got close, I think. Terry and I got close. I don't know how much he had, but I don't know how much I had. And it's embarrassing.
Full, I can't talk.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, you know. Ooh, but I tell you what, it was good.
We're a little behind on this weather y'all got over here.
Well, we don't really get into this high humidity stuff. We don't really like it, but it comes sort of with the territory, it seems like.
We got up as a group this morning in St. Charles, Missouri, and I tell you what, it was just absolutely stifling. We went outside at 8 o'clock this morning, where we stayed over there by the Lewis and Clark Boathouse, and we got up, and it was just, you couldn't even breathe in.
Listen, the humidity gets so bad here, the birds can't fly. You know, really, it's terrible. Well, I understand that you're going from here, you're going back to Bonneville. Is that right?
That's right. When the Street Rod Nationals are over and we go home, we're going to go up here, or south, I guess, and pick up the 40 and hammer it to the West Coast. And on the 14th, I'll be in Bonneville. Mike Cook, the son of Doug Cook, who drove the Stonewoods and Cook.
That's right. I'm familiar with him, yeah.
He was a good friend of mine, and he's in charge of SCTA on the West Coast, and he says, you boys need to be in Bonneville.
There you go.
So we rented our room and rented a car so we didn't get salt on anything, and we're off to Bonneville soon.
Well, that was awful good thinking.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that sounds like fun to me. We have a gentleman from our area, Calvin Smith is his name, and he runs it's a dragster, 300 and some mile an hour car, you know.
Yep.
And he just goes every year and just has a blast and loves it. And I've been there, but I've never been there while the event was going on.
We were there the second day out on the road. We stopped in Wendover on the way over and all went out on the salt and took pictures of everybody's cars under the sign out there that says, welcome to the Bonneville Speedway.
That's cool.
And then we went on over from there. But it's quite a place. If you've never been there, you need to experience it.
Oh, it's something just to sit and see, you know. I mean, it's amazing, you know.
If
you never think about all the things that this country has to offer until you get out and roll around in it a little bit.
Well, you know, I was saying to my wife on the way over that you don't really ever consider how immense this wonderful country of ours is until you drive across it.
That's right, and you get out and take a look.
And it just goes on and on and on and on.
And it gets better and better and better every trip you make.
Well, and it's prettier, you know. As soon as you get into Kentucky, out of, let's see, where were we? Indiana? Indiana was okay. It was certainly better than Missouri. And
now you can see the cars coming through here. Kentucky has fast horses, good-looking women, and hot rods.
Yeah.
See, that's just part of the deal.
We take all these cars and move them to the West Coast, we can make a fortune.
There you go. But now, I tell you what you got to do here while you're here. And I don't know how much of a true Southerner you are, but we got to indoctrinate you. Do you know what sweet tea is?
I know what sweet tea is.
Okay, you've been here long enough to do that. How about country ham?
Country ham I've had.
All right, okay. Well, you're batting 1,000 so far.
Well, you got to understand, my mommy and daddy were in Waxahachie, Texas, and so
you're good.
I spent every summer of my life until I was
You're
about
good.
10
You're good. You'd be
walked-
surprised how many people, our friends from the West Coast, haven't got a clue what country ham is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get them around. It'll be
Yeah,
okay.
They need to understand that. And chicken gizzards and all
Yeah, livers and all that stuff.
My wife had gizzards for dinner tonight. She thought they were just excellent.
There you go. Listen, my friend, thank you for a lot of things. Thank you for being the good ambassador of the sport that you are. Thank you for having a street rod that made it 1,000,000 miles. That gives it the image of the cars a whole lot higher respect. And thank you for being a good guy and just coming to the Street Rod Nationals.
Well, it's one of the last 3-pedal cars in existence. Everybody runs automatics. It's a 3-speed overdrive.
Okay.
So it's 6 speeds forward, and I just run off the left
6
leg.
speeds forward, 1 speed back, right?
Yep.
That's what it is. Okay.
But it's been a great car for many, many years.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to be on Event Radio. We're having just too much fun. Guys, we are at Mike Lenning's restaurant, the absolute best seafood you will ever put your tongue across, I promise you, because I know I just had some. But you're on Event Radio. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from Mike Lenning's restaurant across from, we're actually across the street from it because there's so many street rods and stuff here now, you can't even move. I have a gentleman joining me that I just got to meet here just recently, Mr. Jerry Decker. He is a member of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, under the newer inductees, I guess you would say, and very illustrious drag race career, IHRA stuff, and all kinds of things. And are you having fun?
Love it.
Are you?
Great.
Having just too much fun, huh?
You can't handle it.
Better than naked skateboarding?
Now, wait.
Now, don't want to get it all, right?
You're supposed to say it's the most fun you have with your clothes on.
That's it.
There you go.
Question time.
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
How important was the induction to the Motorsports Hall of Fame to you?
Let me tell you something.
I have a motive.
I've done a lot of stuff in my life. From when I could afford it to I boat raced, I've street cars, I've drag raced. But when they called and told me I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, wait a minute, boys, y'all got the wrong person.
I know that feeling.
And, hey, this is for prestigious people. And
I can't be too much because I'm going in this time, so it can't be too. I've questioned ever since they called me why.
That's why I still do it. Why? But let me tell you something. It was the most. I couldn't hardly talk. I teared up. I couldn't talk.
I understand that.
And I tried to compose myself and get it and talk, and I couldn't. But let me tell you something. That's probably one of the most honors that a man could ever have.
I agree completely.
And I wish my wife would have been here to see it. But
well, I'm with you there.
All my family was. So,
well, I'm there with you.
But it's my kids, the ones that race with me, and they had a big part of it.
Well, sure.
I hate to put it this way.
You got the ride, but they had the fun,
I put up the money, and they got the thrill, and they was both. I had two sons, grandson and a son, that drove for me, and we was from, you name it, from Florida to Maine to out west to the coast.
I understand.
Loved it.
Well, it's the Hall of Fame is a big deal. It's a huge deal.
It is.
And until you've sat in the seat, nobody realizes it. When I got my call back, Jake called me back in March. And told me that, I said, you got to have the wrong number, I was on the list for a long time, but it's unbelievable, and nobody can believe you, and nobody can understand until they go there.
No. I put it. Look, I haven't done anything to belong to the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm just like you, my friend.
Y'all did something, you wouldn't be there.
When a super good friend of mine that helped me in drag racing, built my motors and what have you, He says, Decker, you spent enough money to be in the Kentucky Hall of Fame. And that's beside the point. But
well, I don't. You know the way I look at it. I'm just totally blown away to receive such an honor for having that much doggone fun. You know, because in my life, I got to do a lot of things like you. I've done a lot of different things, and one of the things that I put in my own biography was the trophy girls were few and far between, but the fun police was there all the time, you know, and that's just the way it was. And it's just amazing.
It was. I've done pretty much everything in my lifetime, and when I finally got to where I can afford to do what I really wanted to do, and them kids and boys of mine, and a grandson, I started him out in junior dragsters. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Oh, I believe I know a little about them.
And I had 4 junior dragsters at one time, granddaughters and grandkids. And this one particular grandson, he come up and made one hell of a driver, and he took over my big car. And
actually, in a business I had, I'll tell you a little about my knowledge of junior dragsters. I had a business that actually made money off of kids and their entertainment. I owned a huge go-kart facility.
Oh,
and
okay.
We actually gave away a Mike Boss car.
Oh, I know Mike Boss.
Fully equipped, ready to run.
Yep.
And we gave it away on them bringing their grade card there 4 times a year and how the grade card read. But the trick was they got an entry per A, but they got 5 entries for an A in a conduct grade. So they didn't have to be an Einstein to win it.
Right.
Along with the junior dragster, they had the full staff at Holly to do all of the engine stuff, anything they wanted. They had a trailer furnished by Trailer World to use.
Wow.
On it. So it turned out to be a pretty successful program. And the juniors are just, I recommend everybody starting your kid out in motorsports. I agree that basketball, baseball, and football are good things, but they teach you nowhere near the respect, the knowledge,
Amen.
The spark. The thing about drag racing, you can shoot at a basket. If you miss it, oh well, we'll shoot the next time. Drag racing, you make a mistake, you're done.
That's it. And you ain't going to beat the people.
No.
You got friends. I don't care. You racing your buddy next to you, and you beat him or he beat you. You're still shaking hands. You're great friends.
You're ready to kill each other at the starting line. And then when it's over, you're back to being buddies that you were.
It ain't nothing like it. There ain't a sport like it.
It's the only thing that I've ever been involved in that you can walk up to a man in a trailer next door. You can borrow something that costs $10,000. You don't need no lawyers. You don't need nothing. You know for sure that he's going to take care of it, going to give it back to you, or make it better than what you gave him.
That's true. But I know you probably did it. You said you'd done it. But how good did it make you feel when you helped them kids?
Oh, we did a lot of it, buddy. We did a lot of it.
They
made us a lot of money using our facility, and it was one small way for us to give back.
To help out kids.
Oh, they're great.
And get them on today. Lord help us, but I wish more of them would get involved in it.
Well, they need to. Mom and Dad, if you're listening to this show,
hush.
please take this from 2 old guys that's been there, that realize just how important motorsports are to young people.
Yes.
And how much they learn, how much respect they gain, and it teaches them how to be good citizens, how to be good people.
We need more of it.
That's right.
We need more of it. I wouldn't take nothing from my past. I've loved it.
Oh, me too, buddy.
I've helped a lot of people. And a lot of people's helped me.
Well, my dad taught me something a long time ago. He said, son, the only thing in this world you can ever keep is what you give away. And he was exactly right. I didn't understand it at the time that he said it, but he was exactly right. And you keep what you do for people, not what you have. What you have is you're bored with it, and that's not it.
What you do for people, it sticks right there.
Yes, sir.
In your heart.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, it's great.
Well, guys, we could go on forever on this radio show, but you've gotten the rendition of what 2 old guys that have grown up doing what we're probably more fortunate than anybody because we have done things and had things that most people have only dreamed of. We have done things that they've only dreamed of, and we realize the value in what we've learned and what we've done.
Amen, brother.
Jared, it has been my pleasure.
I quit drag racing. I got that Chevrolet now.
57 Chevy. Are you coming to the Tri-5?
Yes.
Well, we'll be there, and we may
Okay.
talk to you again.
Okay, buddy. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for being on Event Radio. I'm sure we'll see you at the Hall of Fame in November.
I'll be there.
And, we'll be there, too. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Guys, we appreciate you joining us. We're at Mike Lenning's Restaurant at the Cruise Inn, the pre-event of the National Street Rod Association Street Rod Nationals. You're on Event Radio. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back from Mike Lenning's Restaurant, the very first leg of the National Street Rod Association Cruise In, the Street Rod Nationals, Louisville, Kentucky. And I wasn't kidding. I get to formally introduce you to one of the prettiest little gals that I know. She is the first lady of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, always has been, and always will be. There's no doubt about it. She is a doll, baby. Miss Bridget Jeffries, how are you?
Doing just great, and you?
For an old fat guy, I think I'm all right.
Good.
I depend on pretty girls like you to tell me, but you know, we're okay. She's waving and talking. I'm trying. So what's my girl been up to? What have you been doing?
Just working every day.
Getting everything ready for the Hall of Fame inductions.
That's
getting
right.
Doing all the stuff that
get their bios in and pictures.
Everybody getting what you want. Are they giving you what you want, or
slowly but surely? Yeah.
Okay, you got to tweak them and
That's
say, "Look,
right.
take this, don't do this, and do this."
Yeah,
Is that it?
exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
I know you'll dab it right. You always do.
That's right. Looking forward to seeing you get inducted in this year.
I tell you
Ain't
what,
that cooler
it is.
pockets on the shirt?
Yes, it is.
It is honestly, Bridget. I don't mind telling you, the biggest honor that I have ever experienced in my
Well, you
life.
deserve it. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. You are too kind and too sweet to say that. But like I told some of the interviewers earlier, to me, the guys that are members of that were my superheroes. You know, I wasn't into the comic books and all that kind of crap growing up. But all the people that are in that Hall of Fame, from the Sterretts to Cooper Hayden to everybody, they were my superhero.
Right.
And I kid around and call Dale Funk that he was a superhero, but he was the Fonz with an attitude.
Right.
That was the name I had to put on him. Anything exciting going on we need to know about?
Just Street Rod Nationals this weekend.
You have a Hurst car.
I do.
And
Beautiful
trust me,
Hurst car.
Yeah, and I believe, honest to goodness, she's prettier in it than Linda Vaughn was in the old Hurst.
Oh, Linda ain't got a chance.
No, she really doesn't. She really doesn't. You you fit the car quite well. The car fits you, and of course, anything that fits you. It's easy. You know.
I love it. Dave Huber had it for about a month, and every weekend he was going to bring it back, but every weekend he would show up in his own vehicle. So.
Okay. All right. So you had to put up with what he did, huh?
That's right.
But it turned out right?
It did, yes, sir. Yes.
Well, okay. Are you going to have fun this weekend?
I hope to. Yes.
Are you going to be all over the event, or what are you going to do?
Sure, we will be all over it. Got inspections to do and
things to check out.
Walking around. Inside if it's hot.
Yeah, there you go. I never said this was a dumb lady, guys. Trust me, she's a smart gal. She's a smart gal. So tell me, what do I need to order at Mike Lenning's? You eat here a lot.
I like just their fish sandwich. And
really?
You get 2 huge pieces of fish. Donnie likes the onion rings, but I'm not an onion person. So.
Okay. All right.
And Dave says the best thing is the half a chicken.
The chicken? It's a seafood restaurant. What do you got?
You heard of Chicken of the Sea, Charlotte Tuna?
Yeah. Well, it's a seafood restaurant. What are you doing eating chicken? And where is the Colonel Sanders sign? I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a seafood restaurant. We have to work on him.
Yes.
You hadn't straightened him out yet.
No, it's impossible.
Well, I got faith in you, girl. You'll get it done.
I'm trying every day.
Okay. All right. Well, when will you be at the Hall of Fame? I'm sure.
Oh yes, I wouldn't miss this induction for anything.
Well, we appreciate you being there. Every time that you're there, you're the first smiling face that you see when you walk in there, and that lets you know it's worthwhile all the way through.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that.
Well, hey, it's a fact. Do I look like Ray Charles to you?
No, you don't.
You know, hey, I can see. You know, I'm not blind. Well, listen, sweetie, we won't disturb you. We grabbed you coming across the street, but it's only right, guys, that the First Lady of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, we are taking up part of their booth here doing the radio deal, and to have her on this show is not only an honor but a pleasure every time we get to see her. She is an absolute doll baby, and she does everything. She is the glue that keeps this whole thing together, and how she does it, I'll never know. But
thanks for grabbing me, and I can't wait to see you and Dave and all the other gentlemen get inducted.
Well, listen, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes, we are.
Guys, the one and only Miss Bridget Jeffries, the First Lady of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. You're on Event Radio. We're having just too much fun. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Bridget.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we're back from Street Rod Nationals, Cruise In, Mike Lenning's Restaurant. This has been a great day. Boy, we have had some absolute superstar guests on this show.
Killer cars.
I'm telling you, there's been killer cars here. There's been pretty women here. Great food here. Why you would not want to come here is beyond me. I'll never understand it. But this place has been fun. This is our first trip, and I assure you will not be our last. Don't you think, T?
If we don't make this one, we don't need to make any of them, Spivvy. All the shade, the facility, the food across the street, the cars, the scenery. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go on a diet before we come back, though, because, boy, the food at Mike Lenning's is so good, you just can't help yourself. You got to pig out everything in there, and the only thing that stopped me was the table and the plate. I'd have still been eating. But, boy, it was really, really good.
But if you leave there hungry, it's your own fault.
What's been your favorite, T? You seen one?
Yeah, I like that little yellow coupe.
Well, imagine that. Just because you got one?
Yeah.
Just because you got one exactly
I wish
like
mine
it.
was that nice.
There you go. There you go. Well, I saw an orange three-window when we came in here, and there's been so many, I've never seen it again. But, man, their cars just keep on coming, just like the hits just keep on coming. And bigger and better every time. Our guest, what can you say about the caliber of guest we've had? Dave Huber, Kenny Cook, all the guys that make up the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Miss Bridget.
Well, of course, the First Lady of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, Miss Bridget Jeffries, joined us. There have been some great people, as well as some of the members, Mr. Jerry Decker. A lot of the people, the guy from California that has a street rod with 1 million miles on it. I mean, man, it's all right here at the at the Street Rod Nationals. You get to see everything. Well, we're just actually the tip of the iceberg because it's just getting started and it's going to go on all week. All you got to do is come to the Fair and Exposition Center and give them like $15, which is the cheapest ticket in town, and go in there and check out everything. Man, it's going to be really, really neat.
They're
Fun
all over
day.
from all over the USA, Spiv.
Right. This is a worldwide event.
States right here.
Yeah, this is a worldwide event. So you don't just see Kentucky cars, you see cars from everywhere. As always, T-Bone, I hate to leave, but I think we got to. According to our batteries, we need to be done. But we thank you more than you know for listening to Event Radio. You have taken our numbers beyond our imagination. I don't know why we have been so fortunate, but we appreciate each and every one of you for listening. As always, we never, ever end a show without thanking our sponsors. They're right up there with breathing for us, and we appreciate them more than they know. The great folks at Beach Bend Park, Beach Bend Raceway, and Beach Bend Splash Lagoon. The most fun you can have at any one place on any summer day. Make sure you go out there and check it out. The great guys at Holley Performance. No matter what you need for your hot rod, they own so many companies. All you got to do is go to Holley.com or pick up and call their tech lines. Their guys are more than capable to take care of any problem you may need or get you anything you may want for your hot rod.
Or invent some.
Oh, yeah, they might even invent it for you. You never know. The great guys at Quick Fuel Technologies, no matter what you have that has a carburetor on it, if you want it to go faster, the Quick Fuel guys can make that happen for you. QuickFuel.com, the guys that they know it all when it comes to carburetors. Last but not least, my good buddy, Mr. Jimmy B. at GearheadGazette.com. It makes no difference what event you want to go to or what kind of an event you want to go to. Go on GearheadGazette.com. Check it out. Everything that is cool goes on there. He covers it, who, what, when, and where of every cool event that's going on anywhere in our nation or in our part of the world anyway.
It's kind of like a Hot Rod Bible.
That's it, Hot Rod Bible. There's 48,000 people a week that go to GearheadGazette.com to find out what's happening, and I think half of them are up here today, and the rest of them are on the way. So this is a cool happening. T-Bone, I think we've had fun. We've eaten enough for 3 weeks, and we might ought to hit the dusty trail here pretty soon.
I'm glad
you're
driving, my man.
Yeah, that ain't fair that you could sleep on the way home. I don't like that. Guys, as always, we appreciate you listening. Thank you for making Event Radio what it is. We will leave you with one thought. If you have liked what you have heard, please tell a friend. If you have not, you keep that to yourself. We don't want anybody knowing that. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll talk again.
You've been listening to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you heard about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Join us next time with your hosts, Spivey Williams and Terrible T Guy.